Hey guys, I am Sharon Tillman here, and I wanted to stop in really quickly and talk a little bit about processes. Now, process is something that we all have to go through. Whether your processes be big or short, whether your process be something that you go through for a long time or something that you go through just a short amount of time, we all have processes that we have to experience. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that everybody who goes through the process have to ask the same question. Okay, why am I going through this? Especially if you've been there before. Okay, Lord, what was it that I didn't get out of the process the first time? Why am I going through this process again? Like, what's going on? I really don't understand. And a lot of times that's just it. Process is something that we go through that we're not always going to understand. In fact, the majority of the things that we go through, especially in the beginning, we won't understand exactly what our purpose for being there was. But later on, as you go through the process, and even as the process comes to an end, you start to then understand exactly why you're going through what you're going through, and you understand what the purpose of the go through was. And so now we have to learn. Even myself, I had to learn that I have to shift my focus when it comes to processes. And I can't focus so much on what the problem is. I have to focus on exactly what it is that God wants me to get out of it. So I have to now ask the question, okay, God, I've been here before. I'm going through a process right now where I know that I've been before. And I'm like, okay, God, is it that I didn't get something out of the processes when I went through it before? Why am I going through this process again? Is there something different that you want me to know? Is there another area in my life where I need growth so that I can be better at what it is that you're calling me to do? Those are the kind of questions that we have to ask. And it doesn't mean that anything is wrong. A lot of times people find themselves in process and they automatically feel like, okay, God, what am I not doing right? Or did I sin, or did I do? And that's not what that means. It means that we've all got areas in our life where we need to grow, where we need to mature, where we need to be better in God. And in order for us to live effectively in our purpose and do what it is that He's calling us to do, sometimes we have to be molded into that. And so God takes us through things, not even all the time for us. Like, listen, I'm a firm believer that everything that I've gone through in my life just wasn't for me. Yes, there were a lot of experiences and things that God took me through that I know was for me in order for me to become who I am in Him. But there were things that God took me through in my life and still is taking me through in my life for the people that I'm supposed to reach, for the people that I'm going to come in contact with, for the people that have been assigned to the ministry that He's given me. I am so thankful and I'm so grateful for the things that He take me through, because I know in everything that I go through, I'm only going to get better. One thing about falling down to the ground, and this is what I love to always say, one thing about getting down to your lowest point is you can only get up. There's nowhere else to go but up. So there's no need for you to fall out of the race when it comes to it. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and let God do exactly what it is that He needs to do. There is something that needs to be done inside of all of us. There's a work for all of us to do. There's something inside of us that can be better. There's growth in every area of our life. Allow God to do that for you. Allow Him to be that for you. And if He has to take you through the process in order for you to get that, in order for you to know that, then just go through it. Just go through the process. Go through the process with the right attitude. Go through the process with the right focus. Go through the process with the intention of learning, with the intention of growing, and with the intention of being better than you was today, better than you was yesterday, and better than you was the day before. That's always my goal. I'm not always perfect at it. I'm so imperfect. I am so imperfect, but I strive daily to be better. I strive daily to be a better person today than I was yesterday, and so forth and so on, because I know there is something that God has called me to. I know there is something that He's called me to do, and I want to effectively do that. And so in order for me to do that, in order for me to go through it, in order for me to grow through it and be all that He has called me to be, I've got to learn to be able to go through the process. And so that's what I'm here to encourage you guys today. It's okay. I had an amazing conversation. I always get good conversations and I love it. And sometimes my conversations be absolutely so in depth, and I want to do like a little short video, and then sometimes it runs a little bit longer than supposed to, because I always want to just tell everything in the conversation that is purposeful for whatever it is that I'm saying, whatever it is that God is wanting me to lead the people in such a way. But I'm so grateful for the conversation, because in every way I'm able to grow from a conversation with just learning the different perspective of someone else. And so I had the opportunity to have a conversation with someone this morning, and they brought out some things, and I was like, wow, I can definitely see that. I can understand where you're coming from, but listen, this is the way that we need to go. And so I'm so grateful for those conversations, and I'm so grateful that God has given me the platform, and he's given me the ability to be able to do exactly what he's called me to do. And I'm so thankful for that I can do it anywhere. I don't need to do it in a pulpit. I don't necessarily need to do it in a church. I'm so grateful that I'm able to be exactly what God is calling me to be and work daily to be better. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to walk effectively in my purpose and do exactly what he's called me to do. So guys, I just wanted to stop in today and tell you, go through the process. It's totally fine. It's funny because I wasn't even going to talk about this today. I had already made up in my mind that I was going to talk about peace today, and how you can't allow people to disrupt your peace, and how it's so imperative for you to be in charge and responsible for your peace. So look out, that video is going to come on Wednesday. I still have to get it off of me, but I am so grateful for the conversation that was interjected today, because it definitely helped me to just throw this video out, and for me to be able to tell you that it's totally okay. Go through the process. Ask God, instead of asking God why you're going through the process, just tell God that you're able, you're willing to be vulnerable, and allow him to do whatever it is that he needs to do in order for you to go forward and be who he's called you to be. I am Sharon Tillman. Thanks for tuning in.